thank you very much for today's invitation to take part into this very important conference, the first one in the region, and also for the opportunity to speak in the name of the government of the Republic of Serbia and the Ministry of Energy and Mining. Yes, expectations are great. New energy is here. Today we are having amendments to the law on renewables in the National Assembly, and our Minister Dubravka Đedović is there present to have the fruitful discussion and hopefully very successful closure of these amendments to the law. This will pave the way to accelerate the investments in renewables in the Republic of Serbia, set the regulatory and administrative, let's say, framework for future investments, but also this is a very important step of the government of the Republic of Serbia for accelerating the energy green transition. Having in mind the context that we are currently in, this geopolitical very crisis, I have to say, when we have to think about energy security as national security, when we have to have enough energy for the citizens and for the economies, we have to think about diversification of the sources of supply of the energy. We have to have the energy transition, but it has to be just. It has to have all relevant cross-cutting topics that we discussed about. It's not just...
But go a step further, please. What do you mean by just?
Well, it has to include all the relevant stakeholders. It's not just the state that takes the actions. It's also the economy. It's also the investors. It's the citizens, the NGOs, the institutes, the faculties, the whole system, the whole country should be involved in further accelerating and stepping ahead. Not just making the legal setup and strategic documents, and those are very important things to set the ground for the development.
Jovana, I love what you've just said, a legal setup. People sitting here are investors. Money is here. In the panel, Matteo is there, and there in the audience. What would you say as a representative of our government? Where are we ready to invite them in?
Well, first of all, hopefully the amendments to the law will be adopted soon. We will have also the Integrated National Energy Climate Plan adopted soon. It will set up the optional energy mix in our system, and then it will be the green light also developing the strategy of energy also this year. So a lot of things that we are moving ahead, and also the auctions that are going to happen after very soon after the adoption of the amendments to the law. So this is, let's say, the joint work of the government and of the economy as such, the private sector, the public sector, to take the action.
I will not shy from going into a big issue in Serbia at this point, and this is the engagement of the government, in particular the ministry, regarding the electric power utility, EPS. And it was hugely interesting yesterday with Norwep. There was a very good performance. Thank you for joining us and supporting Montenegro, Albania, Serbia as well. So what are the steps that we might see in the coming months regarding the reorganization, and what will be the end game there?
Well, I have to say that the first step was done. We had the new statute of the EPS. So the thing is that the government is setting up also the risk management of the public companies in the energy sector currently we are talking about. Also, the business-oriented approach. We have a lot of investments that are going to happen in the public and the private sector, and we need to have strong companies to follow that and to implement that. So one is the regulatory framework, other one is the realization and strong capacities inside the companies.
If you have 1 minute to address the audience, what would you tell them now, at the very end? Please do.
From my side.
Jovana, yeah, for Serbia.
From Serbia side, well, I have to, maybe I should tell that we should all jointly in region work together in connection, in integration, European integration, and also to strengthen our internal powers. And I know that we have resources, both in human capital and natural resources, and I think that these are the things that we can in future cooperate even better. So acceleration, integration, and connection. I have to say that those are in a sustainable and reasonable way of doing things.